This episode is partially brought to you by the Humble Choice program. Did you know Humble Bundle has a great monthly subscription service that lets you get a ton of video games every single month? That's right, from plans range from $5 to $20 a month, you get a hold of a bunch of free games they have available to you. And you could use our code down in the description below to go and sign up. It would help our podcast and help you see what great games are available for you this month.
Hello everyone and welcome to another interview special. It's me, AJ, this time. I have with me Meg from Glass Bottom Games, makers of SkateBIRD, what appears to be, if not the cutest version of a skateboarding game, darn near close to it. Little birds riding skateboards. Yeah, Meg, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm just hoping people dig it. Well, I guess we're kind of seeing now.
Yeah, it's I guess from I've personally never launched a game. I've released short films, so I know how that kind of the anxiety and the pressure of
Yeah.
All right, let's see how people like what I do, because I just spent a good chunk of my life on this project. Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know what the game is, what's the elevator pitch of SkateBIRD?
Well, so SkateBIRD is a game about trying your best. It's about being a little skateboarding bird. You're a little bird in a big world, and you're trying to help your big friend's life suck less through the power of being a skateboarding bird. And the details are, hazy, but you're just going to try your best.
I mean, hey, that's all you can ask for anymore, right? Yeah, it's funny. People always ask me at work, like, "Hey, how's your day going?" I'm like, "I'm surviving," and that's all anyone can ask for anymore. So, yeah, to see that go, especially, I mean, you picked I guess, one of the perfect genres in terms of skateboarding. Like, that is, when it comes down to it, right? Like, the skateboarding culture is just try your best, do what you can do.
Well, skateboarding culture is you're going to fall.
Yeah,
and the fact that you're going to fall does not matter. It's whether you get back up again. And yeah, that's kind of core to it. So birds trying the best skateboarding is like that whole thing hopefully is resident for people, or at least is an introduction to skate culture for people that maybe haven't seen this kind of thing before.
Yeah, I do have to say I got a kick out of some of the pop culture references that you have. I don't know if hidden's the right word, because you have a bird that has the Sam Fisher goggles, and his name is Sam King. It's not really hidden, but it's games like these. I always feel like, right, the sports games that don't take themselves seriously, which is what, to me, the perfect skate game is, just having a blast, doing whatever, not, you need to get 5 million points in 30 seconds, or you don't move on. It's
yeah,
kind of
like
freeform.
Totally. And it's weird because, like, EA Skate, for instance, they had a physical model. Like, if you just were skating around, it's really permissive and it's really fun to just kind of groove and find a spot and find good lines. But you look at the story mode, and especially towards the later games, as like, you have 2 minutes to make 3 million points. How do you make points? I don't know. Our scoring system's opaque. Just do it. And it just kind of goes at right angle, where you look at, again, Tony Hawk's, and go collect these things. Go do a sick trick over this gap. Go gap over this helicopter because I don't fucking know. It looks cool. That's the more fun angle.
Yeah, I love the Tony Hawk approach until it's like, oh, do this trick. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this trick. And then you go and look, and you're like, okay, I think I'm doing this right. And then you try and try, and then you'll just randomly do it on something else, and you're like, oh, I did it, but in the wrong area.
Mm-hmm. And they kind of had to lean more into that as the series progressed, since the whole game was built around that really hardcore arcade. Your combos are do this and this and this with clear linking, and if you screw any of the link tricks up, the whole thing falls apart. Like, it was hardcore arcade from the beginning, which I'm also trying to get rid of, or get away from with SkateBIRD. But there, like, you start from hyper arcade precision, and kind of the only way to scale from there in terms of difficulty or content or expected game progression is you get more anal retentively hardcore arcade, which means, okay, do this specific trick here at this specific time after doing these. It's like, okay, I see what you're going for, but man, that's really narrow problem set there.
Yeah, I do have to admit, I love the aesthetic of this. And I mentioned some of the references that you make in it, but it's what was the little green men? What were those called? It's gonna bug
Army
me.
Men?
Well, yeah, but they had a series of games.
Oh, it was Sarge's Heroes was one of them.
Yeah,
But I can't remember what there are.
like all of the environments were like scaled up. Things in your house, like the building blocks and things like that, and then you've kind of taken that aesthetic of, oh yeah, everything's made out of like cardboard and duct tape and books and the TV in your best friend's room or your big friend's room, and all that stuff. Like, that aesthetic to me, it's always one that's fun because it's very rarely done, but I feel like if done properly, it's way better than trying to do the whole like photorealism, get all the little pebbles on the ground and all that. Like,
well, yeah, it's also fun because you can. One of the neat things about doing this style of art is you're still sort of kind of leveraging photorealism. Like, that is still a dresser or a suitcase or whatever that you're trying to make relatively detailed, so you can exploit the fact that engine tools are good for doing high detail leather or whatever, but you're actually zoomed way in on it. So the fact that it is high detail actually matters and makes it feel more interesting and interactive, as opposed to spending 3 months on a suitcase that really didn't need to have that much detail, except in this one angle where the camera shines on it. Just like it's a better use of time. And it's also just, you don't got to go that hard if you don't want to. Ours is kind of a middle ground where we've got high-res textures, but not really high-res lighting. We wanted for more warmth, more ambient feel to it. So it's this, interesting space. But yeah, it's not well or not often used, and I don't really know why not. I'm probably going to do it again because it's kind of fun. It's not unheard of. There's been a couple of there were the Army Men games, and there was Sarge's Heroes, and then there was Toy War, Toy Soldiers.
That's what it is. It's like Toy something.
And then there was the Cold War was the last one of those, and then there's a racing game which is Henk, Henk. I think his name was in there somewhere. Anyways, it's a racer where you're essentially a plastic toy figure in one of those plastic race car tracks that links together and spins around and does loop-de-loops. They used the same aesthetic, but in more of a trials gameplay, which was really cool. But yeah, it's been done, but not very commonly. And yeah, I have fun with it. Or the recent ones are the where you're red or blue clay characters. It's kind of an M-sim. You're essentially in a sandbox, and it's first person.
All I can think of is Total Accurate Battle Simulator, but
no, this one's like your literal toys.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, they're also great games. But yeah, it's done, but not all that common.
Yeah. So I've noticed on your thing, this is available, it seems like, just about everywhere. So Steam, Switch, like, I feel like this is the perfect, I say this having a Switch that I never use. This appears to me as, the perfect Switch game, which I feel like somebody should trademark that, because you would make a killing off of every podcast, every YouTuber, every game developer. Like, oh, this is the perfect Switch game. Like, just trademark that, and then you'd be set for life. Because everybody says that.
Oh yeah, then there's a lot of perfect Switch games. Like, what's the most recent one that I can think of? Too many. Spirit. I was thinking Spiritfarer, but yeah, SkateBIRD. Like, there's a bunch of. It's a good space for very clear. Like, you know it when you see it, but it's kind of hard to pin down what it is. But yeah, I hope we fit into that niche. Nintendo seems pretty excited. They're working with us pretty well. So yeah, I'm hoping we. It's really hard to tell how well you're going to do on consoles, because like with PC, you can at least look at Steam wish lists, and you go, oh, okay, well, from this, it's really inaccurate, but I can say, within a reasonable degree of certainty, we're going to hit somewhere in this range, and you can kind of project for it. And then you look at consoles, and they keep all of their data really, really carefully constrained, because they're all publicly traded companies, and if any of that leaks, like, it affects their valuation or something. So you don't have access to that. So all you can really do is go, well, Steam looks like it's going to do well, and they seem to like us, so I guess we're going to do well there. So it's fun that we're kind of finally to where we get to see where the rubber meets the road and see if, I don't know, are we the perfect Switch game or not? Hopefully, we'll find out really soon, but yeah.
And I noticed, too, it said Luna. That I have to say, that's not that I'm really paying attention to it at all, but I feel like that's the first time I've seen anything on Luna. As I say, I'm not paying attention to it at all because I got burned by Stadia, even though I got it for free.
Yeah. Well, it helps. It helps that Luna's business model. I don't mean to leap into a shill for Luna. I have no strong feelings about them. But the one thing I do like differently about them is that they're built more for it kind of works like cable TV used to. Instead of buying games, you can technically buy games, but what they're really set up for is you subscribe to, I think we're in there's a family-friendly channel, air quotes, which we're part of, but still they're more like Game Pass or whatever, so they're kind of geared for that. So I'm hoping at least people won't hit the thing of, oh, I bought the game here and then the service disappeared, so shit. But yeah, that's also why we're working with them, because Game Pass deals are pretty good. And Amazon is sort of doing a Game Passy type thing, which was, nice. They're still pretty small. We'll see how they do. But yeah, as far as partners goes, they're fine. The only weird thing about the Luna version is I think because of whichever channel we're in, they wanted us to be E for everyone, which meant we needed to disable the third-party music, because the third-party music has lines like, I was happy getting high in the basement, which the ESRB goes, no. We beeped all the curse words. It's very hard to beep drug references. Yeah. Or there's a line somewhere in one of Illicit Nature's songs where it's I beeped on the couch and beeped on the floor, which is there's only 2 or 3 words that fit in that beep. So you know what they're doing to the couch and the floor. But yeah, so that one odd thing aside, I'm hoping it'll work well. I'm hoping maybe that'll be a good avenue for kids to try it, since I'm guessing Luna's going to be one of those, I'll just subscribe and give this to my kid and kind of thing. So maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. As far as metrics go, and I know Steam and I don't really know consoles, I know even less about Amazon. All I really know is we did it and we submitted it and they said, yeah, sure, you're good to go. And well, now I just guess I find out in a month or two how things are going over there, because I have no idea what to expect from that.
Is there any consideration? I don't know a lot about Luna, but I imagine there's some sort of inherent latency with it being cloud-based. Is there, I guess my ultimate question is the control scheme wiggle room proof of, okay, it's not a Tony Hawk frame perfect control scheme?
Yeah. Since like you say, we're not Tony Hawk, we're not Frame Perfect, we're very loose, we're closer to EA Skate. We're kind of like a middle ground between EA Skate and Tony Hawk. We control like Tony Hawk, but we don't use the stick waggly stuff that made Skate so hard to control. We just use push buttons. And because of that, and because our Skate model is pretty forgiving, the SkateBIRD almost always lands board down, even in cases that you wouldn't expect them to, because of the center of gravity. Whereas there's a whole bunch of physical stuff operating to try and make that work. But because of that, it tends to be a game which is kid-friendly, even though they can't do a lot of the harder movements or control it very well. It tends to be a little jiggly. And that property, I think, makes it work well with cloud games. Like I've tried it I tried it on Steam once, that worked fine. I've tried it on Luna, that worked fine. And I don't know how much of this is because, well, like, if you're playing Steam Remote Play, that's not really in a cloud, that's just your computer down the hall, so that's less latency. Amazon, I could be getting better latency because I don't live in Seattle, I live on a little town over the water west of Seattle, but as far as data lines go, I'm sure that the connection goes like very close to one of their data centers, so maybe that's why. But yeah, I think it'll work pretty well. I just need to figure out what people actually say. Like there's also xCloud is being debuted,
Right.
and I don't know timelines or what. I just know it exists. Like the same thing but I believe you can probably play SkateBIRD that way. And if anyone does, I'm super curious to know how it works. Or I don't even know what's up yet. I'll have to look. I think it is. I think it's beta or something. I keep seeing in press. I hope so. I don't know. Whenever it goes live, I'm curious to see how that works because I think xCloud has like 2 modes where one of them is designed to like play things. Oh, right. There was a beta you could enter. And the beta, at least right now, was only good for playing from your Xbox to like a hand device. And what I really wanted to do was make it work the other way. But like it's interesting. So maybe right now it only plays from your console, so I'm guessing the latency will be low. But I want to say that was like it's supposed to do like true cloud gaming at some point too. I really have no idea. But really, anyways, I'm curious if anyone tries it to know how that works too. Because I think the game's pretty permissive as far as latency goes and should be okay. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm guessing it also depends on control scheme. Like I know gamepad feels less weird to control over the cloud on pretty much any game than like keyboard, since the slop of a stick tends to cover for a lot more input lag than you'd expect.
Right. Yeah. It'll be certainly interesting to see because, I mean, even with a good internet, I mean, my internet's like 200 down and like 100 up, I believe. My Stadia was just like Chug City. It was ridiculous. And I tried it. I don't know why it was doing that, but it was just having a ton of issues. So it'll be interesting to see how the reaction to the cloud stuff is. I do have to ask though, because obviously it's a large part of at least the title aesthetic. Has Thrasher come after you yet?
I wouldn't expect so. So, if you mean the font we're using, the font we're using is called Banco. Banco is a font that is public access and has existed since 1950. It's pretty old. You can Google it, you can find out. The gist is that Banco is public access. Thrasher's font is a variant of the public Banco. That one, for one, they have lowercase characters. So if you have any lowercase characters, you're using a version of Banco that you should not be using unless you paid for it. Yep. And also, even if I guess there's also this, Banco isn't Thrasher's font. It's a pay-for font. And if you want to get your mind blown, look at Thrasher and then go look at the font for Darkwing Duck. You'll see it immediately. Like there are other uses of Banco. It's just that Thrasher in particular has kind of dominated it. It's also Thrasher. Yeah.
It's the one that like everybody knows that, and whether you know skating or not, I feel like that's a brand that has kind of transcended skating. So people know that, whether it's, they don't necessarily know the difference between the fonts, but they're like, oh, that's the, and their mind will go to that. So I just saw that and I was like, ooh, I hope.
We kept pretty far away from their logo. We're also just using a swoop style logo with the downward, the the arc, whatever you want to call it. Whereas Thrasher, they have that text. They've got a secondary font that goes along the bottom as a straight, which uses a neon font. They also tend to light it on fire. Like, you have to get a long distance from where we are to where Thrash Rush gets pissed off. And I believe that point is when you start making the text on fire. I don't remember it, but I want to say I looked up something where you start to see like t-shirt companies getting sued when they start doing to that point. But so long as you stay away from that, you're just using Banco. It's a font.
So like everything in life, just stay away from the fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Stay far, far away from the fire.
Well, I don't know. I don't really have. I feel like this interview has flown by because I was like, man, you're answering all of my questions, and then your answers are including what my follow-up questions would be. Yeah, I hope you had a great launch for SkateBIRD. It is now out on Steam, Switch, Xbox, Luna,
and Itch.
Something? Itch. Yeah, I was gonna say I missed something. I feel like it was 5. So yeah, I feel like it's available everywhere that minus one, I guess, major platform, but that anybody that knows games knows those platforms, I guess, except for Luna, because that's still the ultimate unknown. Mag, thank you very much for coming on, and as I said, you can check out SkateBIRD on Steam, Itch, Switch. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Xbox and Luna.
I mean, we're also on Twitch, I'm sure, if you search us.
This podcast was a production of the SWW Show. To learn more, go to theswwshow.com. Remember, you can follow the show on Twitter at the SWW Show. You can follow me at Mikey_Maroney. You can follow AJ at LowSeatBoy. Remember, new episodes premiere on Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time on anchor.fm/SWW and podcast services around the globe.